everyone, welcome back to HealthNut Nutrition. Today's video I'm super excited about because I'm talking about a subject that I've been asked about numerous times in the comment section of my YouTube channel, through emails, on social media, and it is, what is my diet? Like, what does it look like? What do I eat on a regular basis? Am I vegan? Is like the number one question I get asked all the time. So basically in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys kind of what my diet looks like and kind of the background story to how I got to where I am and what I eat and why I eat the foods that I eat. So if you guys are interested in finding out kind of what my diet story is, then just keep watching. Alright, so I literally jotted a whole bunch of notes here so I don't miss anything, but I'm going to try to make sure this video isn't too long, but let's just hop right into it. The first question, like I mentioned, I get asked about all the time is, am I vegan? Quick answer to that is no. Some people call me a flexitarian. I, would like to say I eat about 80% plant-based and 20%, animal protein or animal products. And the main reason for that being, I actually used to be vegetarian way back when I was in college, and then when I was living in Australia in Asia for a couple years. I was mainly like vegetarian pescatarian. I ate fish sometimes, but mainly just veggies and beans and rice and things like that. And I was doing that for quite a while, and it turns out my body wasn't liking it. So, and I'm not to say that like the vegan diet is bad or anything, but it just didn't seem to be working for me. When I got back from traveling, I was so low in some super important nutrients like B12 and iron, and I will say I wasn't really supplementing. I think I was taking like a multivitamin and maybe a B12 or a B complex, but I wasn't supplementing maybe as much as I should have. So when I got back, I was just not feeling good, and all of a sudden I started to crave meat, which is so crazy because I should say this, like from the beginning, I've never been into meat that much. I never really liked eating it. I would like the flavor of it, but if it was cooked a certain way, but I was never a steak person, or like eating a big hunk of meat was just not my thing. So that being said, when I got back from traveling, I started to have this like craving for meat, and was so bizarre. And I did what most people do, I guess, is like when you go from going vegan to like, this isn't working, and you go straight back to eating meat, you eat a lot of meat. Now I kind of like step back a bit from the meat, and now basically I eat, like I said, 80% veggies and plant-based foods, and 20% whether it's seafood, chicken, sometimes, and then I eat eggs. I love eggs, and that's like one thing I feel like I couldn't give up, but I don't think I eat them as much as I used to. So that's kind of like the thing with the meat. I'm a huge seafood lover. I'm Portuguese, so it's kind of in my blood to love seafood, and I love like home cooked meals. I mean, my stepdad makes amazing Portuguese chicken, so there's just certain things that I feel like I do really enjoy eating those foods, and I don't feel like I'd want to give them up right now. My whole thing is just like in moderation, don't eat meat every single day. I feel that most Canadians and most people eat too much meat. So even though I'm not a vegan, I do think we eat too much meat. But if you're going to eat meat, just like know where it's coming from and what's in your meat, because you are what your food eats. So if the meat you're eating is eating crap, you're eating that as well. So just keep that in mind. The next question I get asked about all the time is, am I gluten-free? And I think I did about 4 months of a gluten-free diet. I was very strict about it. I really wanted to see how gluten affected me, especially, just like in my skin. I was having skin issues, kind of some bloating and things like that, and I thought, gluten might be the issue. So I took gluten out of my diet for like 4 months straight. I was really strict about it, and the main things I noticed is that I lost my craving for like processed foods and like starchy carbs like white bread, white pasta, boxed cookies and things like that, like junk food that you crave. I totally lost my appetite for that, or just like my taste buds changed. I really felt lightened up after I removed gluten from my diet. That being said, I now have introduced gluten back into my diet, but in small amounts. I eat mostly like kind of the meat and veggie thing. I eat like 80% gluten-free, 20% maybe gluten. Some flours that I really love are like camu and spelt. Spelt flour is like one of my favorites to work with, especially like spelt crust pizza. It's so good, and I really like those. So I think unless you have a gluten sensitivity or you're celiac, I don't think gluten is a horrible thing. I just feel like our foods nowadays, you know, have so much processed crap in them and a lot of like way too much gluten than they need to have. So people are getting sensitivities because they're overloading their body with gluten. Now the thing about gluten-free products is just like vegan products, it does not mean it's healthy. If it's labeled vegan or gluten-free, don't consider that healthy. Like vegan does not equal healthy, gluten-free does not equal healthy. Whole foods is healthy. So if you're looking at a box of gluten-free pancake mix and there's like the ingredient list is like this long, it's probably not good for you. If you're gonna go gluten-free, look at like better alternatives like oat flour and coconut flour, or like whole brown rice flour and things like that. Those whole grains are going to be the best things for you, or whole food. And also too, it can be really expensive. Like buying all that gluten-free stuff, it's basically just the same thing as white flour, but it's white rice flour, and it's just not doing it's not giving your body any nutrients. Sorry, that's my phone going off. Unless you have a high sensitivity, then you know, I don't think you need to be as strict about it. And if you are going to be strict about it, then like I said, eat whole foods. Don't buy that processed crap because nobody needs that. My next rant is going to be on sugar. One thing that I don't care what diet or label you follow, I think sugar is like the worst thing ever, and that is something that I've really been strict about in taking out from my diet, is white processed sugar. If I do eat it, it's because like maybe I ate like a chocolate on Valentine's Day. I did eat turtles yesterday. It's very, very rare, and I don't feel good after I eat it. Once you remove processed sugar and eat real like sugars like dates, maple syrup, honey, and things like that, you really get a different sense for like real sweetness. I can't even have certain cakes and stuff that have tons of sugar in them because I just think it's disgusting and way too sweet. Like your taste buds do change and adjust to the way you eat. If you're gonna use sugar, use the good stuff. I love coconut sugar. It's just as sweet, if not better, than brown sugar, and I love it, and I add it to, you know, anything that I would put sugar in. So my herbal coffee, my baked goods, and things like that. So check that out. And for everyone that says like coconut sugar is too expensive, if you're eating so much sugar that it's like affecting your budget, then maybe you need to reassess like how much sugar you're eating. For a big bag of coconut sugar, you can sometimes find it anywhere between $5 or $7, and that should last you quite a while because like it's pure sugar. So like it's not your main source of like nutrients, you know? It's something you add to your foods. It's not your main course. So just, yeah, spend a little bit more in the good quality stuff and eat less of it. You don't need that much sugar. Now back to that whole flexitarian thing. I really believe in a well-balanced, non-restrictive diet. One that doesn't involve counting calories. If you ever have asked me in the comments, like, how many calories does this have? I always say, I don't know, I don't count it. I'm all about eating whole, real foods, and that's just kind of my like philosophy with food. Just knowing your body, knowing what feels right for you is so important. You know, I do treat myself here and there, and I do eat junk food sometimes, as people think like I've never eaten a plate of like wings. Yeah, I do. I'm all about, you know, in moderation. So, you know, 80% of the time I eat super healthy in my opinion, and then 20% of the time if I'm out at a party, if I'm out at a restaurant with friends, if it's like a holiday, I will eat, you know, the bad stuff. I may not eat as much of it, and I may try to put more veggies on my plate than say other people, but I will treat myself. You know, you live once, and I just feel like there's certain foods that I don't want to limit myself to. I never want to say, I can't have that. You know, I can have it, I just maybe choose not to eat it sometimes. But yeah, so like I will eat that stuff, but I feel like I put enough of the good stuff in that it kind of like dilutes the bad stuff when I do eat it. So that's just like my philosophy. It's just everything in moderation and in balance, and your body will be able to, you know, heal itself quicker if you're mostly eating good stuff and you happen to eat a bag of Doritos once in a while. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's more harmful for your body if you get stressed out about not eating certain foods than just eating the foods. Like if you get stressed out about like, I can't eat the chocolate cake, I can't eat the chocolate cake, just eat the chocolate cake. It's probably going to do less harm for you than it would if you were like stressed about not eating it and what it's going to do to your waistline and all that other stuff. And one thing I also want to talk about is food related with skin issues. One of the #1 things I have found is like dairy. So if I eat dairy, my skin will break out. So I don't drink milk at all. I haven't for years. If it's in a food and I'm treating myself, like that's when I won't be super anal, but like I know that I'm probably gonna have a breakout from that a day later or something. For anyone out there who's dealing with acne and skin problems, dairy, take it out. I promise you, your skin will like thank you for it. Take it out for like a couple months, like no cheese, no milk, no yogurt, none of that stuff. There's so many alternatives now. You can make your own nut milk, you can buy it. Like there's literally a nut milk for every single nut and seed. And the market now is just really friendly to anybody's diet needs. So I do treat myself with cheese here and there, but I feel like I pay for it later with like a breakout on my face. So I'm looking for some like maybe vegan alternatives for cheese when I do want it. But like I said, I don't eat cheese all the time, so if I do once in a while, I'll deal with the pimple or whatnot. Another topic I want to talk about is how much food I eat. So like I said, I don't count calories, so I don't really know how many calories I eat in a day. I would assume I eat about like 2,500 because I eat a lot. So, and I don't even know if that is a lot because I don't count calories, but I think I'm up there in like 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day. But my main thing is like I eat a lot of meals. Anyone that says like you should eat 3 meals and that's it, like I could never follow that. And I basically eat 6 meals throughout the day. And I always make jokes about I eat 2 breakfasts because really it's like breakfast and the mid-morning snack. But I always have like my smoothie in the morning and then I get to work and I'll make like oatmeal, avocado toast or something like that. And I was just telling my mom this earlier today and she goes like, oh, you're like the hobbits from Lord of the Rings, you know, first breakfast, second breakfast. I'm basically a hobbit. So I love breakfast. It's my favorite meal of the day. So if I can eat it twice, you know, that's even better. Now that I talked about what I eat, I just want to quickly talk about what I drink. So a lot of people, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I do not drink coffee. I am European, so I grew up drinking coffee from when I was like 4 years old. I remember, you know, dunking my toast in my coffee in the morning at my grandma's, and I don't know if my mom knew she was giving me coffee, but it was delicious. I loved it. It was like the Nescafe stuff. So good. But in the last like 5 years or so, I noticed that coffee wasn't serving me well. I was getting very anxious and stressed out, and then when I would drink coffee, I would literally feel like I was shaking, and it was making me feel horrible. The downside is I love the taste and smell of coffee. It's like amazing. So I really struggled to find an alternative, and I discovered herbal coffee. Yay! It was honestly life-changing. I love the brands Ticino and Bamboo. I will link them down below. They are amazing. I know there's one like Dandy Blend, which I've yet to try. But yeah, there's so many alternatives to drinking coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker, like you can find other options. Yeah, they don't give you the caffeine boost, but basically, yeah, I struggle with anxiety, so drinking coffee and things like that does not do me good. I feel awful when I have it. Like I just stay away from it entirely. I'm all about the water, the herbal tea. Green juices are amazing. They help alkaline your body and just give you basically like a multivitamin in a juice. Basically, I'm a boring drinker. I drink water. So I think whatever way that you decide to eat, I think you just have to be really mindful and considerate of other people's needs and diet. So if you're vegan, it doesn't mean that like people who eat meat are horrible people. And I'm sure at one point, like you did eat animal products, right? So I really just don't like I don't mind when people help educate and encourage people to eat like new foods and stuff. And that's like what I'm doing on my channel. But don't make people feel bad for the way they eat. Everyone is on their own journey, and people might be eating the things they do because of emotional issues or because of how their body feels. So I just want to say, like, be open to what other people eat and don't judge them and hate them for it. You know, everyone's doing the best that they can do, you know, like with their budget and with their circumstances. So you just have to respect that and not, like I said, judge them for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it answered your questions about my diet and what I eat and kind of why I eat the certain way that I do. And I would be really interested in finding out what types of diets you guys eat, if we want to call them diets, or like maybe things that you don't eat, or I don't really know, like are most of you guys vegans, pescatarians, gluten-free Ians, if that's something. I would love to hear it in the comment section down below. So yeah, I think you just have to eat what's right for your body and what makes you feel your very best. And just having fun with your food, not making it a stressful thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by doing right here so you don't miss out any future recipes or videos like this one. And yeah, I had so much fun filming this. Hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!